ladies and gentlemen, we're episode of R.C.W. Top 10. Here we go. We're going to be counting down the top 10 since just recently we got our 10th Ro-WWE Champion. So, we're going to be counting down the top 10 Ro-WWE Champions in history. Now, this goes by defenses, this goes by challenge of defenses, how they earn the title, skill as champion, and all those great aspects. Oh yeah, and length of reign. But it's not absolutely definitive on one of those, so let's get to the list. Coming in at number 10, just a little disclaimer, these are the top 10 right now. That does not mean that any one of them was bad because it is a world title. Anyway, coming in at number 10 is Ethan. He was handed the championship just prior to Money in the Bank, which I believe was just the night after Payback. He was given the championship, seeing as he was the only champion that didn't have something going into the pay-per-view, and the only one that showed up at the pay-per-view for the Ro-WWE Championship match, due to it being vacated and at the time being a Ro-WWE exclusive title. Coming in at number 9 is Reborn Master 6. After Mattis won the championship on the grand day of RCW's 1 year, he held it for 3 days later, and then due to winning it in a match with Reborn, his partner at the same time, he decided to give his partner a match. His Reborn would lose the match and would ask for a rematch, then would eventually beat Mattis for the Ro-WWE Championship, held it for 6 days until SummerSlam 2014 didn't come, and that ended a 6-day reign as Ro-WWE Champion. Coming in at number 8 is another Ro-WWE member to win the title in the R.C.W. brand. All of these are R.C.W. brands, so it's not significant that that's a thing, but anyway, he won it just after losing the World Heavyweight Championship to Ethan at the King of the Ring pay-per-view. Would hold on to it until the 1-year anniversary of RCW on August 8th. Would eventually lose it to Mattis. It is Ness Quick 1. He won the championship, quote-unquote, against Kids. Rock 4 would hold it for 21 days, and then would lose the title to Mattis 3-2-0. Number 7. Now, this guy could move up the list depending on how he does at the pay-per-view TLC, where he's set to fight Man and one other competitor. But this is the current champion, Create Jacob. He debuted approximately at the beginning of RCW and finally gets his grasp on some World Championship gold. And will he make it last? Will he become the longest reigning Ro-WWE Champion, the most defending, the most impressive? Whatever. There's infinite possibilities when you're the current champion. He won it on December 4th, 2014, just 10 days ago. Coming in at number 6, now while he is the best Intercontinental Champion in history on our previous list, that does not transfer over to Ro-WWE Championship, but he certainly was impressive and did hand over his title, so it's hard to say if he would have won or lost. And by hand over, I mean he was physically standing there. Sometimes he'll say that he was handing it over, but he didn't, but this time is for sure. It is Agent Cool, the best. You probably already knew that. He held the title for 35 days from Night of Champions, where he beat Mattis 3-2-0 in their rivalry-ending match temporarily, and then lost it at Hell in a Cell 2014, just approximately 2 pay-per-views ago, to Man Hockey 2020. Coming in at number 5. Now, the only thing that puts this guy above Agent is because his reign was 4 days longer. It is Man Hockey 2020 for 39 days, the second longest reigning Ro-WWE Champion in history. He beat Agent, a little controversial, but nonetheless, he walked away with a win, lost it December 4th to Create Jacob in a very, very, very hard-fought match and a very close match that you can check out on the R.C.W. network on the Thursday edition of NXT December 4th. In at number 4 is Kids Rock 4. He won the championship in an RCW versus Ro-WWE Championship match at Money in the Bank against Ethan JB6. It was a title for title, making it one of the headliners for that pay-per-view, and, well, very much so prior to the pay-per-view. It was that significant in the match, and the fact that he handed over the championship to Ness, or so he claims. There's debate about that, but it's opinion for opinion. He held it for approximately 28 days, 21, don't exactly have the number, but held it from Money in the Bank to King of the Ring. Coming in at number 3 is Mattis320. He is a 2-time Ro-WWE Champion, and in fact, the only 2-time Ro-WWE Champion. He won it first off of Ness Quick 1, and I do believe quite a few other competitors on the August 8th edition of R.C.W. A big event, 1-year anniversary. Lost it 3 days later to his friend, ally, Reborn. The title was vacated, and then he re-won it off of Ness Quick 1 in a one-on-one match at SummerSlam 2014, making a huge entrance, and would hold it for 35 days and eventually lose it to a very tough competitor in a really hard-fought rivalry and ending to the rivalry, Agent Cool the Best. Coming in at number 2, now it's nothing about the longest reign. It's nothing about the most dominant champion. In fact, I do not believe that he even had to defend the championship, but it's the fact that he did what nobody else could do for 84 days, and that is end the longest reigning Ro-WWE Champion in history, and the second longest, tied with Eddie for World Heavyweight, tied the second longest title reign in history at 84 days. It was a very hard-fought victory, and he appeared very dominant as champion in non-title matches, putting him at number 2. Now, I would be up to debate that Mattis and King could switch, but I'm just going to say that they're theoretically tied, but this is the order that we picked. Coming in at number 1 on the surface may not seem like it should be number 1, but I think without a doubt it should be number 1, and after I explain why, you'll think so too. At the Road to WrestleMania pay-per-view, Brooke entered in with a bunch of Ro-WWE superstars, both legends and otherwise from Ro-WWE, in a 6-man elimination contest, not elimination chamber. Would walk out the victor along many impressive faces, and then defended at Road to WrestleMania against an opponent I'm not too sure what it was, and that at WrestleMania would take on the Royal Rumble victor, Sport 123, after previously losing the Divas Championship. All odds looked stacked against her, but still walked away the champion after Sport 3-2-1. Lost to her at WrestleMania in one of the main events. And then at Extreme Rules, in a very hard-fought and difficult battle, barely walked short to King Gunna, making her the second longest reigning champion of anything in history at 84 days. Thank you, R.C.W. for checking out this episode of R.C.W. Top 10. Just a little sub-note on number 1. She also did defend post-WrestleMania against So What 52, making the reign all the more impressive, and I forgot to mention that because that long spiel on her defeating Sport. Anyway, make sure you check out weekly Top 10s every single weekend. It is a pay-per-view weekend next week. That means that we have 2 RCW Top 10s in store for you. Make sure you check out daily content on the RCW Network, Sunday through Saturday. All of your favorite shows and the RCW TLC event, where the reign all started of Kids Rock 4's longest title, where he takes on Eddie Armour, 9373. You don't want to miss it. It's gonna be huge. Anyway, I am Kids Rock 4, and I, most certainly as always, approve this message.